Hi, Adam. Welcome to Aurea Leaders. So great to have you. For the people who don't know who you are, can you just introduce yourself, what you do, and the topic of your speech today at Aurea?
Yeah, my name is Adam Roa. I'm a spoken word artist, coach, and speaker. And I'm talking today about life is poetry, which is a four-step creative process that I use to create all of my poetry and other creations. And I think it's valuable for people because there's a different way to create. A
Oh,
lot of people relate to creativity as if they have to go in and like figure it out and that sort of thing. But I see creativity as more of a receiving and birthing experience, as much as a man can, I imagine.
okay. And would you be able to recap that four-step process for us?
Yeah, I actually use the metaphor of a garden hose. So
Okay.
imagine you're a garden hose and your job is to funnel the creative energy in the form of
Mhm.
water out and water the seed of a creative idea. So step one is that you're going to pull the hose out and you got to unkink the hose because it's
Okay.
always got, when it's bent and there's no water coming through. And that would be the examples of your fears, doubts, insecurities, limiting beliefs, right?
Oh,
You got to clear that out of the way so that creative energy can flow. Second step, you got to connect it to the source, connect it to that tap. And so when we're creating, where are we pulling from? Are we pulling from the version of reality in which our poem never gets finished? Or are we pulling from the version of reality in which it goes on to reach hundreds of millions of people? Where are we pulling from? And so that's the second step. And then the third step is turn up the flow. And so that would look like our routines, our habits, our diet, all of the things that can either increase or decrease the amount of energy that we have available for that creative process and that creative idea that we're watering. And then the fourth and final step is spout it out. So spout it out is, you can use your thumb on the end of the hose or the gun nozzle or a sprinkler or whatever. That's the unique way that it leaves you and enters the world. And so that's your story, that's your skills, your talents, your style, all of those things being woven into how it is actually shared with the world. And so it's this four-step process. Each one of those steps can go real deep and nuanced,
mhm.
but generally I found that what I create is so much more impactful, fun for me, and transformational for everyone involved when I use that process.
Amazing. And that process can that be used in any industry across any field, or is that specific to the being an artist, or how do I use this process?
Well, that's funny because I get that all the time. People say, I'm not an artist.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist. And
Okay.
I say, okay, what's your definition of art?
Yep.
And most people just say things like, playing music or singing or
Mhm.
dancing or drawing. But art to me is the expression of creative energy into tangible form.
Mhm.
And so the actual expression of your creative energy could look like how you prepare a meal for your family, or how you organize your closet, or the app that you design, or the way you do your taxes. If you do it in a way where you're bringing your unique creative essence to it, that's art to me. And so when you can see it through that lens, everyone's an artist. If
Mhm.
you've ever said a word that you weren't reading that someone else told you to say, you created that. That was coming through you, impromptu, improv in the moment, the same way that this is happening now, improv in the moment. We are creating this moment. And so, to me, that definition of art is the first starting place that I give to people and say, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what it is you do, you will be happier if you bring more of your creativity to what you're doing.
Absolutely. And in your experience, as we are Aurea leaders, what does the golden age look like for you?
The golden age to me is just everyone living their dharmic path, everyone living in alignment with their soul's calling. Because I think we're a part of nature. So
Mhm.
many humans you talk about, oh, I'm going to go into nature as if it's this thing over there.
Yeah.
But we are nature. We are a part of it. And so nature doesn't make mistakes. I think that nature has this perfect symbiosis. And where humans can get out of balance with that is when we're not actually living in our alignment. If you think about like worker bees or worker ants or soldier ants or whatever, if they try and do something different, the colony doesn't work. And yet here we are as humans coming in, and we have these natural inclinations for what we love and what we want to do and what interests us and where our curiosities lie. And we're told, oh, that's not realistic, or fall in line, or culture tells me that you need to do this or whatever. And I think that that gets people off their alignment. And when that happens, we drop out of that symbiotic relationship with nature. But if everyone was in their unique role and that essence, I think all of the issues that we're seeing right now would sort of resolve themselves, because the perfection of nature could really take hold.
I see. This is all good stuff. I'm anticipating your talk because I know I've already done a workshop with you, a mini workshop, and that was incredible.
Ah, thank you so
So
much. Yeah, I think it's like
yeah,
right now.
yeah, it's
Where are we at?
now.
Ah.
So just one final thing. What has been your value as a thought leader, as a speaker here, to coming to an Aurea event?
I've been really impressed with the creativity at the Aurea event.
Okay.
I've really enjoyed, I mean, I might be biased in that regard, but I really enjoy, there's art everywhere. Everyone's dressed up in their fullest expression. And I think it's a great opportunity to create community.
Yes.
And it's a chance to be amongst people who are living in their fullest expression and their embodiment. And that's a permission slip that's going to allow for everyone to up level, everyone to grow, everyone to expand, because now I'm seeing this person over here with their cool kimono, and this person over here is doing their acro yoga, and then just all of this stuff that allows me to say, I'm going to be me. I'm going to own me. And then that goes back to my previous point, which is about when we're really owning who we are, why we're here, living in that alignment, everything works itself out.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the wisdom. Thanks for being here and teaching us another way of being and doing things. I really appreciate it. And I know you're going to kill it with your
Thank
speech. So,
you. Yeah, thank you
yeah,
for having me.
thanks.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to another one of my workshops before. I'm
Of
excited
course.
to have this one today.
Always. Yes.